This is a boat that came in that was taking on water, and as I scroll through some of these pictures, you'll see a number of different water lines through the boat. And we had a real extensive lake test today and found a couple of issues, but not until we got back and started going through the pictures did we find what the problem was with the leak. And these are just the pictures I took under and around the motor while we were at the lake. I mean, every angle you could see there where there's been some water sitting in the boat. There's the other side. So it's had a lot of water sitting. We had towels throughout the boat to try to determine where the leak was. That towel right there was going to let us know if that was leaking right there, which was a ski eye. You can see a lot of water lines in through here. The water line right here. There's a water line. There's a water line. Just throughout the whole boat there are water lines. So this isn't a problem that just started. It had through hull exhausts, and someone's been playing a lot with that right there, thinking that through hull exhaust was leaking. And they were caulking in through here. There's a view underneath the motor while we're at the lake, and you can see there wasn't very much water in there. And there's a water line, there's a water line, there's a water line, there's a water line. There's a water line. That's under the motor. And this is while we're at the lake. You can see that was fairly dry. There's a water line. There's a water line. Starter's been replaced on this boat at least 2 times that I know of. Water line, water line. You can see right here on that one, they were caulking the exhaust right there, thinking that was probably part of the problem. This is underneath the back deck, so it was really hard. I was just clicking pictures to see what I could see. That's on the other side. That's on the starboard side. You can see some stuff where they've been trying to patch, thinking it was coming from there, and patching around here. I'm not sure if that'd be factory or not, sticking a hose in there to try to tighten it up. So there's some more non-factory caulk right there. We're looking underneath the starboard side of the engine with the captain's call. That's looking behind the engine. There's your power steering actuator and your aft motor mount. And that's back again underneath the starboard side. And there's your power steering actuator and your captain's call. Port side. Looking behind the motor, another towel. That would catch on the starboard side if anything over the exhaust on that side was leaking. That stayed dry. But you remember these pictures. So going through those, did you catch the leak? That's the one that showed us the leak. Found it yet? See it yet? That's pretty close. You see it yet? I'm going to help you on this pass. I guess you saw that. That is the pitot line that was melted against the exhaust that is leaking. And the funny thing on this boat is it didn't have a speedometer that required a pitot. It had a digital speedometer. So that's the line that was leaking right there. Actually didn't have any use. It was capped off about another few feet back. And it was just laying inside the boat. That one's one that gave us a little idea that there was probably a leak right there. But there's that line right there. And there's where the leak was, right there. So they just capped that off because they didn't use that pitot line. And that's where it was leaking, was where that was actually touching in behind and melted through the pitot line. And this boat shows a history that it overheated at 47 hours. And I guarantee you that's when that happened, was at 47 hours. And no one's been able to find it since 47 hours. And it's just lucky we found it.